Do you hear that? Another train coming down the tracks. Let's climb on board. Where is it going to take us? Well, welcome to Whistlestop. Whistlestop is a Spare the Crying miniseries edited by May, voice of Kian and Zenith, with transcriptions by Beak. Thank you all so much for joining us. This tale takes place in the world of Spare the Crying, but you do not need to have listened to the main campaign to listen to Whistlestop. Go ahead and join our Discord if you want to see behind-the-scenes updates and art about the miniseries, and to discuss with other listeners and TTRPG fans. And a special additional announcement, Spare the Crying has been nominated for the Best Legacy Podcast in this year's Crit Awards. We are a very small production, and every little bit helps to support the show, so please go vote for us at the link in the description or at critawards.org. That's critawards.org. And thank you all so much for submitting us to be nominated. It is such an honor to be up there with so many amazing creators, and we are excited to bring this new tale to you. Friendship begins with an exchange of gifts. Small items as signs of trust, passed from hand to hand. Is that enough? It'll have to be, it seemed, for these 4. Or these 6. The LaRues, the wealthy couple from the train, returned with new faces and new names. We're Lachlan and Ophelia, they said, and we could use your help with the ins and outs of this place. Specifically, bringing someone in. Someone still out in the oceans. So, you go out, and you find something, or someone, and it finds you too. And that battle isn't an easy one. You're fighting your damnedest, and Nerio watched with horror as they fell a man. And Zenith watched without surprise as Lachlan ran off. Bloodsuckers aren't to be trusted, right? But the show goes on. Teo, it is your turn.
Okay, well, where the fuck is your friend going? And he is not going to wait for an answer. He's going to charge this thing and swing down on whatever body he can see within the darkness. I imagine an 8 is not going to hit anything.
Well, describe to me what it is you're trying to do exactly.
His knife, it looks as if it's almost made of blackest shadow, and he will just swing at this oncoming mass.
Your swing does slow a little bit as you pierce the darkness, but it doesn't feel like it embeds itself with anything. It doesn't feel like it cuts across any like skin or bone, and the thing kind of shrinks back, but as soon as you pull your blade back to your side, it continues its almost meandering pace forward along the track. You hear what sounds like footsteps on the metal and wood of the train track as it approaches you. And Nerio, it is your turn.
So Nerio is in a position where I think that he believes he just killed somebody. So he is, he like takes his hand off of his shoulder and his blood is on his hand, and he looks at the body with the thing covering it, and he's horrified for a moment. And he's like, they're people, stop attacking, they're people! And he will move forward towards this mass. Can I see any humanoid shape?
Roll a perception check.
Please say yes. Okay. A 12.
2 things. 1, is this too mean?
You mean like him killing someone?
Yeah.
Him grappling with seeing a dead body at his own hand? Okay. No, go for it. Yeah, that's fine.
12 perception. You see a shape within this. It could be humanoid, but it's sort of hard to track in this, especially with your lack of dark vision. It's hard to track like what exactly the shape is.
Can I try something? And if it's harder, it's harder.
Yeah,
it's fine. I am going to try to use the spell. I'm going to pull out a small straight piece of iron and push it forward out in front of me, say a spell, and I will cast Hold Person on whatever I can see. Give it a try.
Give it a try. That is a 15.
Oh, it beats it.
Yeah, it's
tough.
hard to see the person that you're trying to hold. when you cast the spell and you just sort of cast it towards nothing. Like you feel, the magic just kind of scatter apart. And it is its turn. It is going to... Teo's right there in front of it. You all see, or I guess don't see, Teo vanish in the shadows as its aura just sort of takes over the space where he is standing.
See you later, guys.
Does a 15 hit you?
This time I will cast shield. As the shadow moves closer and he stops being able to see, I think, despite it not doing anything, he closes his eyes and just holds up a hand and will shield himself with magic.
There is a flash, almost like electricity, as some sort of magic backfires off of your shield and towards it. And for a moment, even in this magical darkness, the thing is alight. And it's like you're seeing two things at once. In one layer of your vision, it looks like a monstrous creature built of the same misty shadow deep into it, besides its wide glowing eyes and the vague shape of like teeth within, the vague shape of a face. And then somewhere beneath that, you think you can see a person, flesh and bone, something solid. But it's only a half second of light, and that's all you can really detect from it.
Oh, you poor wretch.
And Synced, it is your turn.
Am I supposed to try and kill it or not? You said it was a person?
Ophelia glances over her shoulder at you.
Okay.
No, don't.
Well, I'm gonna move closer for sure. I'm a little far. I'm just gonna move, and I'm gonna hold. I'm not gonna do anything yet.
Okay. Ophelia also, you see, hesitates, and you can tell she's sort of gathering herself before she also steps into the shadowed circle of land here. She places a hand on your shoulder, Teo, and that's how you know she is beside you. And she's going to cast Fairy Fire. You can feel the warmth of this spell hit you, Teo. If you try to resist, you will throw a dex saving throw.
That's not gonna do it,
What is
Chief.
it?
Well, I rolled a 2, so...
A 2?
Yeah.
You fight this unexpected magic and feel it take over. The warmth is not unpleasant. It's actually reminiscent of a summer morning. It's a cozy sort of feeling as the Fairy Fire enrobes you in a violet light. Ophelia as well is encapsulated by this same Fairy Fire. And then in front of you, from within this like shadowy aura that you saw around the person, you see the violet light take over as well. And you can detect the outlined shape of, again, a humanoid. You can see a tail with a tuft at the end, like a tiefling might have, curved horns. And you hear Ophelia just sort of sigh and grip your shoulder a little tighter. Tragedy, it's all right. And Zenith, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Zenith is going outside of this circle of darkness. Do those lights shine through?
They do. They don't light up the whole area, but you can see like little motes, essentially, of your friends and something else within it.
She's gonna reach for a mask at her belt and put it on, and it completely covers her eyes, and she's gonna race forward. I do have blind sight within 10 feet of me, and I can also see any invisible creatures within that range.
Then yeah, you see the same shape that the other two were able to detect.
And I think she's going to see that it's a person, and she's gonna raise her sword, and she's gonna hold an attack until it moves to harm anybody else.
Teo, and then Ariel will be next.
What are the two of you waiting for? You know this person?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, then, but you don't anymore. And he casts Sacred Flame. And it's almost as if there's a quick flash from the sky above, as golden light will glow in front of him and take hold of this creature. They need to roll a dex save.
Oh, that's pretty good. Unnatural 20. Dirty, nasty 20.
Then I believe they take No damage. And he will swear and just hold up his shadow blade defensively.
Okay. Ophelia doesn't try to stop you as you leap towards this thing. And Nerio, it is your turn.
Nerio does. He's like, what are you doing?
They're gone.
I have nothing else. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Show us your stuff, Prince.
That was it. That's all. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Do you skip your turn?
I think he does. I think he's... God. I'm gonna regret that, but yeah, I think he's, like, frozen.
Okay.
We love moral dilemmas.
His, like, one hand is, like, still shaking with his blood on it. Like, he's still shaking about it, yeah. You can tell he's a little green here.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Princey's first murder.
It is its turn. It's gonna lunge for Teo. I think that makes some sense here.
No, sure.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
And does
And?
a 17 hit?
Yeah.
This is evil.
It swings towards you with a fist. There's an impressive amount of fist fighting on this battlefield here, and you feel it hit you on the side of the face with force that does not match the size of the humanoid shape within, and you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, he bares his teeth and snarls at this thing as it hits him.
Youch.
And as it makes contact with you, there's another spark of light, almost like electricity again, as if you were within a storm cloud, and you feel it run through your body as you take
Oh, fuck.
4 points of
Yikes.
lightning damage.
Okay, cool.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm up.
I think without thinking, as this creature attacks Teo, Zenith strikes down with a sword and misses, I'm sure, with a 2.
Yeah, a 2's not going to do it. I think this flash of lightning is distracting, essentially. It makes an imprint across your vision that lasts a few seconds longer, and your sword just hits the air. Saint, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go over to Nerio, and I'm gonna grab his hand, and I'm just gonna hold it.
The one that's covered in
yeah,
blood.
actually,
his
I'll
own
take
blood.
it, and I'm gonna like get a little like handkerchief and like wipe off the blood.
Oh.
Just hold his hand and be like, "It'll be okay, okay? Don't worry." This is messy. Like, God.
Yeah.
And there's still darkness in that little circle, right?
Yes, you can see the outlines of Teo, Ophelia, and
I'm
the
going
creature.
to try and, after kind of, sitting with Nerio for a second and being like, "Hey, it's gonna be okay. I'm right here. No worries. Like, don't worry about it. Like, we'll talk later." And I'm gonna grab like a rope from my bag. I'm gonna try to like lasso him, the thing.
Yeah,
And just tie it down. I'm like, all right, I haven't used one of these in a while, but let me just get this thing, and I'm gonna try to like grapple it.
Okay,
Now that's
Yeehaw.
saddling up.
maybe it should make a dex save. Maybe this should be like a contested dex roll. Does that feel right?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. It's rolling to dodge, you're rolling to catch.
Oh.
Get him,
what the
rogue.
fuck? That was a 9. That's
No.
fucked.
Yeah,
It was almost a 13.
a 13 also would not have done it, if that makes you feel any better. It is difficult to aim for this thing. You can see the outline of it, but your perception is off as it's surrounded by this dome of darkness, and your lasso comes
Shit.
back empty.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
I'll
your
just
turn?
keep holding Nerio's hand.
Those of you in Ophelia's range see her trace a complicated, quick, circular shape in the air, and you hear her whisper something beneath her breath. And this purple light that you recognize now as her magic kind of sparks in her palm. And then you see, as the spark fades from her hands, you see 2 of them in front of you in the place where this creature's eyes would be. And it remains there, this sort of glowing spark. The creature comes to a stop. Like, you could see tension in the sort of outlined shape of it. You could see it raising its arm again to strike, and it lowers its arm, and you can see the slope of its shoulders relax a little bit, and her hand reaches out towards you, Teo, to put a hand on your arm again. She should be calm now. And Zenith, it's your turn.
That changes what I was gonna do.
It doesn't have to.
Well, actually does it. Let's see. Zenith is going to take a step forward and hold out her hand, and a bit of magic will kind of blur the air in between them as she says, if we're gonna try to do this non-violently, you have a minute. And she's gonna cast Compelled Duel, which does not compel the creature to attack. It just means that they can only attack her.
Interesting.
If they fail a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that is a natural 20.
Oh,
Okay, well, they don't fail. I think that does succeed, and that magic kind of dissipates. Shit. And that was just a bonus action, but I don't wanna attack.
Ophelia turns to you. If you have a killing blow, now is the time.
She'll nod. But does a 14 hit?
No, 14 does not hit.
Okay. She goes in for the swing and just falters enough that it misses.
Zenith and Tear, you hear a sigh of frustration, not necessarily at you, Zenith, but just a sigh of frustration as the attack misses, and this shape kind of shakes its head, and you see the spark in its eye of Ophelia's magic flicker. And Teo, it's your turn.
he doesn't hesitate. As Zenith's sword misses, he goes in. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
Okay. That's 8 damage.
Yeah, this time you feel it meet its mark, and the flickering lights in its eyes go out as Ophelia's magic dissipates, and its quiet quickly grows into a growl again as it whips its face towards you.
Shit. With my bonus, I will quicken a Cure Wounds on myself to turn that into a bonus action, and a golden glow very briefly flickers in the dark as he heals himself.
Alright, it is Nerio's turn.
Okay. So he's been kind of staring at horror, going back and forth between what to do, and Saint comes up, holds his hand, and he's got one hand in Saint's and one on the lantern, and he's holding it up, and he sees this creature turn to attack his friend, and almost involuntarily, magic sort of pulses through his arm into his hand, into the lantern, and the lantern turns like a purple shade, and he casts a spell, and I don't know if I should say the kind of spell it is, but it does damage, and it's range attack, and it's... Can you take a guess at what it is?
Did you start blasting?
Maybe. Maybe a blast sort of goes out from the lantern. Maybe potentially. He's gonna sort of almost instinctually cast a spell called Eldritch Blast.
Wow.
And go whop.
Warlock.
Saint's like, holy shit! I didn't know you could do that.
If you couldn't tell. 21 to hit.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
21's gonna hit.
Wow.
A full 10 of damage. Holy shit, I'm not lying.
Ooh. Nerio, this fire, you don't smell it burning, but it's like it has caught onto the grass on the ground and the twigs, the fallen branches, for a moment, and the darkness shrinks a bit around this creature, and you can see it a little bit more clearly, and you can all now kind of see this humanoid shape within, and it is its turn. That's probably gonna hit with a nat 20.
Oh!
Against whoops.
I think it's gonna be against our friend Nerio here, who just attacked it.
Cool. He sees it turn and he's like... his whole body just like locks up. Yeah.
It's gonna move forward to do this. So Zenith, you get an opportunity attack as it races forward a bit towards Nerio.
Yeah.
And this small, essentially, bolt of lightning lashes out, and you take 16 points of lightning damage.
You're joking. You're joking.
As the electricity runs up your arm and flickers in your lantern. Zenith, did you attack?
Yeah, I'm assuming that a 18 hits.
Yes, an 18 hits.
Then they take 7 points of slashing damage.
That's pretty good.
Is Nerio up?
Guess how many hit points he had?
16?
16. Literally 16. Yeah, he goes down.
Oh god.
He's out.
His thing's still holding his hand.
Oh!
He's kind of going through it right now, guys.
Saint, it's your turn.
Oh my. Okay, great. She's like, oh shit. I'm gonna go into Nerio's bag and get the greater healing potion in his bag. And I'm gonna pour it in his mouth.
Thank you so much.
Do you use the whole thing? So that would be 2 greater healing potions, or do you use half of it?
I'll use half.
Don't waste all of it on me. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'll use half. Yeah. Cause I have one too, and then if we need it.
Saint, you'll roll for the healing, and it's going to be 4d4 plus.
Okay, that's 12.
All right. He wakes up like he's got splashed with water.
He's like, "Are you okay?" Is that my full action?
Yes, I do it. If you give one to yourself, it's a bonus action. If you give it to someone else, it's a full action. So as Nerio is coming to, it is Ophelia's turn. She is going to go at it. Again, you see that spark light up, and this time it flares with a bright flame and shoots towards this creature. There's a blast of fire, almost like an explosion around it as it hits. And it staggers back. It looks like it's moving a little bit more shakily now, as Ophelia just glares with determination its way. And it takes a pretty good amount of damage from Ophelia. Zenith, it's not looking particularly strong right now, but it is looking particularly angry with this electricity still fizzling off of it.
She tries to draw its attention back to her, and she'll slash at it again. I feel like I should be able to do more stuff, but I don't want to use my spell slots.
Sometimes slashing is good.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes, a 19 hits.
And that is 11 points of slashing damage.
How do you kill this thing again? I believe you've done this already once today.
She runs up to flank on the other side of Ophelia, and she'll give Ophelia like one last look, kind of apologetically, as she just, with determination, slashes down. And it's a clean blow. There's nothing too flashy about it. She's attempting to do this as quickly as possible, and yeah, she just strikes true.
Not true.
No.
There's a moment like you're both frozen there in time as you strike true, and darkness around you vanishes as it falls, and the sort of misty trail that it has been leaving behind it, that the other people left behind them, also diminishes and then evaporates into the air. As before you see the shape of a tiefling. They look like they're about like 20 or so, rather young, deep purple complexion, twisting horns, long dark hair. Ophelia sighs shakily and then quickly starts to move. She races forward, kneels beside them, and pulls a scroll out of her pack, unwraps it like quickly. Her hands are shaking, but still confident with her movements as she presses it to the chest of this person, this cloaked traveler who now looks just like the rest of the other passengers on the train. Before she speaks, she glances up to Teo. Could you just get ready to knock them out?
What are you doing?
Can you just get ready to knock them out, please? And she yanks on your hand to bring you down, kneeling beside them.
Fine. They will flip the blade so they're holding it pommel towards them. But I hope you know they're not going to come back any different.
I know. And she whispers the word written on the scroll under her breath, and there is a bright flash as this creature's eyes open again, and it gasps in air, and you start to see the darkness coalesce around it.
He lunges. 23 to hit.
Are you going non-lethal?
Yeah, pommel to the temple.
Yeah, your pommel slams to the temple of this tiefling, and they fall back again. And the shadows still cling to their skin, almost like feathers, but they do not deepen. And Ophelia sighs, glances back at Nerio and Saint. Are you all right?
I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I'm actually pretty okay, honestly. I actually didn't get hurt at all, so I'm okay.
He's like a newborn fawn. His knees are knocking together. He's looking around and he's like, I think I'm...
Are you doing okay?
I'm alive.
We need to get moving. Which one of you is taller?
Zenith.
Zenith, dear, could you help me with her?
Zenith just quickly goes to help, puts an arm under the tiefling's arms.
Sorry, what the hell was that?
I will explain later. We need to go. We'll follow the tracks where they pick back up again over there. Beneath you, the tracks, of course, are that same sort of destroyed mess that you found the darkness in originally. But if we don't get moving now, we're going to...
Are we going to be able to take shelter?
We're going to attract a lot more friends this way if we don't get going. So let's go back to the island.
Fuck.
Are we just gonna leave these people?
They're gone. They're dead.
Their bodies, though. We're just gonna leave them out in the open.
We don't really have a choice right now. We gotta go.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
As everyone is sort of clamoring to get their shit together, Teo is going to stumble back off away from the group a bit and swear under his breath, shit, and prestidigitate away any traces of blood that are left.
Do you all start to head back towards the island?
If they tug him away, yeah.
Zenith, are you carrying this tiefling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zenith helps.
Yeah, Ophelia will make sure that Zenith is carrying her. And then as she races forward, she'll also kind of check in on Nerio quickly. Like, if Saint isn't tugging him onwards, she will do so. Saint, are you...
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna kind of have him by the arm. Probably like locked arms.
I think
Okay.
before they leave, I do think that he might make an effort to, like, just look over the two corpses. Like, if there's anything identifiable about them on their clothes, or, like, you know, it's like these are somebody's friends or parents or brother or something. You know, he doesn't feel right leaving, I think, but he's also too big of a shock to really, like, stick behind and investigate. Maybe just, like, perception, I don't know.
On the halfling, you see what looks like a locket, a necklace of some sort, on a silver chain. Are you grabbing these things?
Yeah, I think he would. He'd feel bad about it later. But
Okay.
he doesn't want to just leave him out here, and, you know, there's a great mystery where they went. And...
Then, yeah, you find a locket on a chain on the halfling, and then on the human, you find a journal, just, like, strapped to their pouch. And Ophelia's clearly impatient, but allows you this. And as soon as you stand back up, she kind of gestures for you to keep going. All right, let's go.
Okay.
And as you all race your way down the train tracks and feel the ley line form again beneath you, from behind you hear movement in the woods as the creatures of the oceans detect the remnants of your magic behind you. So, as best you can, you start running. Zenith, you are burdened with the unconscious form of a friend of Ophelia's, as she has described her, a purple tiefling who seemed to be caught in the center of this storm of darkness that you just faced. Along with you, following the tracks, is Nerio, also weighed down with a very different burden, the bodies that you left behind. And the other two easily can race on ahead. Would you all roll perception checks for me, please?
Okay. That's right. 0.
Did you get a natural one?
I sure did.
Okay.
15.
15?
Also 15.
15.
I got a 19.
Okay, 15 and up, you can see just faintly, like, it's like having a fly in the corner of your vision, and every time you turn your head, you just can't quite get a good look at it. At first you think it's your imagination, and then you realize that indeed tragedy does have these faint wisps of shadow, of darkness, like fog, following behind her, almost like it's coming off of her like an aura, and it starts to thin as you move, either because you are outpacing it or because it's fading away. You can't quite say. But if you falter, if you stumble, Ophelia will encourage you, no, we have to keep going, and will determinedly move on ahead. You do also hear the 15s to 19s. You do also hear that the oceans in the area seem to be more active than when you last ran out here. And despite the fact that you are running along the remnants of the train tracks and following the ley lines, you can tell the creatures around have, at best, a harmless curiosity about what is happening here, and at worst, a murderous curiosity. So you keep going. This was a group perception check, so 15 and 19 are all successes. So despite your despite your natural one,
Despite my best try.
despite your natural one, yes.
Yeah.
You are able to keep an eye on these creatures and avoid unexpected attacks. And you're not too far away from your island. It's not long, maybe 5 minutes of moving as quickly as you can before you see the walls raise up in the near distance. And finally, for the first time, a breathless Ophelia slows down a bit. Okay, can you, your secret special ways or whatever, can you find a way for us to, can you get us in?
Yeah, I think we can do that. So the secret door that we left out of, I'm betting for continuity's sake that we can't re-enter from that, or we would have taken our friends there.
No,
the first time.
That one is guarded less voraciously, but there is still a guard posted there.
So what are we gonna do?
I do have like a distraction or something. Can you just harmlessly shoot them?
I'll get back to you. There's only one guard at the Leyseeker entrance?
Yes.
Okay. Are they on our side? Outside the wall?
Yes.
And what time of day is it?
It is still nighttime. It's not pitch black. This guard is permitted some light of their own to fulfill their duty with, so they do have a torch just hanging on the outside of the wall. But surrounding you in the woods is darkness.
Okay, well, we're not going to start off shooting them, but let's try this. And Taya will break off from the group a bit, off to the side, and they will stick to the tree line, find a place to hide, and I'll cast Minor Illusion. I'll produce the sound of like twigs snapping and the sounds of soft animal noise, and then a snarl.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Yeah. It's 15.
And you've separated from the group,
Yes.
and you have not explained what you're doing.
No.
You see the dark shape of the guard turn towards the sound. Their hand immediately moves towards the bow they have at their side, and they take a few steps away from the door. It does catch the guard's attention. Like, you see that they are on alert. The lazy, sleepy posture of a bored guard is instantly gone as they straighten up and grab for their bow and notch an arrow. And they take a few steps towards it and point the arrow in its direction, but they don't run off into the woods. They don't give chase.
Okay, fine. I'll cast Charm Person.
Ooh. Are the rest of you just hanging back while Teo runs off?
It depends on what I can like gather. If I can kind of tell what's going on with context clues, then yeah, I'll stay back.
Do you have dark vision? You don't, right?
No. I don't.
I think you...
That's
There's
right.
a lantern too.
You see Teo run off, and you also see the glow of eyes quite close to where Teo has run off to. I think it's up to you whether you want to understand or not.
I do believe then that Neria would be taking out a sword
Whoa,
and
whoa, whoa.
trying to go forward.
Hey, yo, what are you doing? Stop.
What?
No, it's an
They just went off on their own.
they're doing magic. It's just an illusion. That little thing over there, it's not real. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought...
No, you're good. We're good.
So what, can you... Miss A, can you please tell me what's going on? I cannot see anything.
Yeah, so, there's a little illusion over there. Trying to get that guard to go over there, but he's not really going. Mateo's over there in a bush, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do I help?
I think we just wait, for now.
I think if
See if he's going away, and if not, maybe, we come out and we give him a good old surprise and and we charge at him or something. But for now,
Right.
let's just watch and see what's gonna go on.
Okay, I will ready an attack. Just in case. I'll ready Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, okay.
For if any scuffling happens.
I love it when you guys interact. I'm always happy to hear it. And you cast Charm Person.
I did.
They got an 11.
That fails. And so the guard will hear from the darkness of the trees, "Come here."
The guard is, cast in shadow. You can't really see their features, but you do see their head kind of turn to the side curiously, and the tense, fearful posture relaxes a bit as they lower the bow. Who are you?
Shit, didn't think of a step two. Well, I saw you from across the way, and I just thought, well, you're all on your lonesome, but you don't have to be. Come here.
I'm gonna have you roll persuasion again with advantage.
Thank you for the advantage. 19.
There's still a hesitance to their step as they move forward, and you can see they cast glances back over their shoulder to the wall and the area around, and then back towards the direction of your voice. It's clear that they are not forgetting their duty, like they are not, you're not a siren as much as you'd like to be. They do seem intrigued, and they step further into the tree line, and now that they are closer, you can see that this is it looks like a young half-elf wearing some very well taken care of leather armor. They look strong. If you're thinking of taking them down in a scuffle, maybe you could, but
Oh, I would never. Never dream of it.
They peer into the woods.
What they see is a tall elven person, brown skin, long hair, bright eyes, step out of the trees.
Can I help you with something?
You might be able to. You see, I found myself in a bit of a train wreck, and I've just been lost in the woods ever since.
Their face kind of falls immediately to a more serious expression, and they nod. Shit, all right, follow me, and they reach out to take your arm.
As this is happening, I think Zenith turns to Ophelia. You don't have any, invisibility spell that would get all of us?
Yes, how many of us are there? Just us four? Three? I guess.
Yes, four.
Yes, four. I can count. Ophelia just reaches out and... Oh, what?
I think Zenith holds up a hand. Here, somebody else will take her. I can just go in without the whole pretense.
Right. Then Ophelia just reaches for Nerio and gestures to Saint. Come closer, please. I need to, we need to be invisible.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, sorry.
Idiot 1 and idiot 2.
Oh my god, we don't have time for this, please. And she just reaches out and grabs you, Saint, and the spell takes hold and you vanish. And then she reaches for Nerio. All right, let's try to be as quiet as we can. This will last long enough, but I don't know how long your friend's charm is gonna last. So let's go, right? We'll follow in your footsteps, Zenith.
Zenith nods and starts heading to the door.
The guard takes your arm and does turn around to bring you back towards the door.
Oh, towards that door?
Yeah, towards the entrance.
Shit.
There's a look of concern on his face, and he takes you by the arm and starts to lead you towards the door. And as he's going, he's like, we didn't think anyone really was left who survived. Here, I'll take you to here, I'll get you looked after. And he starts to make his way back to this small entrance. So Zenith, just as you're about to step out of cover, you see him walking back with an unfamiliar elf arm in arm. He opens the door and walks through, closes it behind him. We should go right now. Can you open the door?
All right, I'll just don't know what Teo's plan is.
Oh my, your arms are so strong. Do you work out?
Zenith will open the door. I think Zenith is moving with a purposeful, I've just gotten done with my like survey of the land, like going back home, confidence.
Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna have you roll deception.
Oh god. 14.
Okay, yeah. You casually walk in. The guard is like a few yards ahead and whips around as the door opens. Again, the free hand on the bow, and then sees that it's you, and gives a shaky sigh and a nod.
What's going on here?
What is your name?
Cordelia.
Cordelia here. It's from the train wreck that happened. Just taking them to a healer.
I'm heading into the city. Do you want me to take over? I couldn't find anyone, so...
Yes, that would be... Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for looking out for me.
Of course, that's... he flushes a little bit. That's, gives a little sort of half bow. It's my job.
Such a gentleman.
Good to see you're doing all right. And he races away from you back to his station.
What a darling, don't you think?
Yeah,
Well, that was easier than I thought it was going to be.
let's get a little bit farther away.
What was that?
Oh, nothing, dear.
Oh.
You make your way down the path?
I'll drop the disguise after a few blocks. Better than last time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that was a lot easier than I expected.
Yeah, nobody fell out of any trees at all.
No.
Am I still invisible?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where you are.
Oh, maybe you should hold hands, you lot.
Are you not holding hands?
Where
I
are
don't
you?
know where your hand is.
Wait, you can't see me either?
No.
Am I invisible?
Yes.
Yes, dear.
Oh.
I blindly
Now
just
just use each other's
yeah,
voices.
reach out for Sane at about shoulder height, maybe above.
I can't see it, but I think you're doing swell. Did you find each other?
I'm holding my hand out, and there's a jacket. Is that you?
Hi. I think that's yes. Hello.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I'm
your
hitting
head.
you. I'm hitting you a
That's your
little
head.
bit.
Is that?
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Give me a hand now. Okay. There we go.
Gotcha. All right. Perfect.
Whew. Okay. We're good.
You're doing great.
All right.
So where are we taking you and...
How long is this supposed
It
to
lasts
last?
an hour, but if we can just find somewhere we think is safe, I can just drop it. If it's too
This is so
confusing.
cool. I need to learn how to do this because this would make my job a lot
I
easier.
can teach you if you want to.
Wait, really?
Of course. I mean, not right
Yes.
now, but
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's fine. Eventually.
So a couple of things. Yes, we have a safe space. Worried about the possessed body we've got. Also, is your friend out there going to be okay? You know, scurrying off into the oceans, middle of a scuffle, all that?
he'll be fine.
Okay, fine, alright. Cool with that. So what about when your friend here wakes up?
Yes, if you could take us to the safest place you know of here, that would be appreciated. Somewhere perhaps a bit away from the crowds.
Alone in the woods? We can do that.
Yes, some shelter would be preferred, but, we'll take what we can get.
Zenith looks to Teo, just kind of with a little, like, question. Home.
Well, if we want to take, and they'll sort of gesture at thin air, whoever they used to be, to our home, are you comfortable with that?
The name is Tragedy.
I think it'll be fine. It's safer with us than anything happening in the middle of the town.
Yeah, I suppose so. Right. This way then.
Right, here, which one of you? Prince, can you,
Yes.
here,
I'm right
I'm
here.
reaching out my hand. Can you please take it? I'm right here. Hopefully you can track my,
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes. Wait, are you strong?
Let me look at my stats. I don't think so. Certainly not. Certainly not, no.
Okay. Oh, yes. Indeed, you are quite the twig. I think that's you, right?
Yeah. His skin is a little cold. He's got cold hands.
She takes Nerio's hand. Oh, you're freezing. All right, yes, let's get somewhere else. Lead the way.
And we take them to our little cabin.
We certainly don't have enough rooms for this.
No.
We've got plenty of spoons, though. Enough for everyone.
Woohoo!
That's what's important.
At first, it's a little bit slow moving, and then Ophelia will pass Tragedy back on to you, Zenith. She's like, I need to keep track of these two. And keeps a tight hold on your hand, Nerio. And you make your way back to your home. I think probably on the way there, the spell drops, but you're fairly close at that point. You're on that rarely traveled path through the woods, but Ophelia does stick to kind of the edge of the path, skirting along the tree line, just for paranoia's sake. And you arrive at your home early in the morning and head inside. What do you do with Tragedy?
I don't know.
Could you put her on, you have like a sofa, right?
Yeah.
Could you lay her down there?
Yeah, I'll just... And she'll put her on the sofa, put a pillow under her head. So what's the plan here?
Ophelia kind of looks around and back at her and back to you. Would you like to take a seat?
Are there enough seats for all of us?
Well, there's always the floor.
I'll just sit on the floor. I'll just sit down.
She sits down beside you.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
We'll sit on the coffee table, like a heathen.
I'll sit on the floor.
She seems to relax a little now that you've all sat down around her, and she glances over at Tragedy again with a look of concern, like she's checking that she's still breathing. So this is our friend. Essentially, we are trying to find a safe place for her, and well, we were hoping that maybe we could find someone to help us establish sort of a home base here, and one sort of on the down low where people like her may be able to recover. So we were heading this way, and then everything went to shit, and there was that monster out there that, well, was her, as you may have noticed.
Yeah.
So that happens sometimes.
So your friend here, what, derailed the train?
She has a tendency to,
Turn into a shadow beast?
well,
And attack trains?
And eat train tracks? Like planks of wood and iron spikes and all that?
Is she gonna do that right now? Because I really do not think that that'd be very nice to do that in their house.
No, there's a lot of wood and wooden things that we don't really want eaten.
no,
Yeah.
she's sort of, amorphous. She's like, and you can tell Ophelia she keeps furtively glancing to Tragedy and back to you all. Not like she's afraid, but like she's uncomfortable talking about it. She's kind of dragging the words out of herself. She sort of, well, she would say she's bad luck. I would say, she just, well, I don't know, I guess that is a good way to put it. She's cursed.
So all those other people as well that we saw?
Did she do that to them? Is that the sort of thing that will come into the island as well? Is she safer here?
It's not that she did it to them, but she may have attracted the aberration onto the ley line.
I was sort of hoping that wasn't real. It was a sort of illusion. Damn. He puts his hand over his mouth. Really people then.
Ophelia nods.
How did this happen to her?
An unfortunate sort of deal with an entity she trusted.
Which entity? Do you know?
I don't know if she fully knows either. it does... She's no longer associated with it. But the curse remains.
How do you know that?
Oh, why would she be? I mean, she's told me so.
Well, it's not a matter of trusting her. It's how does she know the truth? Doesn't seem like whatever this entity is, it's very nice.
No.
So, honesty might not be in its wheelhouse. I don't know. It's just a hunch.
Well, it certainly cursed her.
I could sort of feel that.
Yes.
See it in the corner of my eye. Strange.
As this conversation is happening, I think Zenith will just put a hand on the hilt of her sword, and they're gonna use Divine Sense again and just see if Tragedy is still emitting that aura.
You still detect it from Nerio. You detect it from Tragedy as well. You don't see the, wisps anymore, but you do detect the fiendish presence.
When I was getting a lay of the land before, I noticed a couple of things. And she pointedly stares at Ophelia a little bit and kind of narrows her eyes.
What?
Noticed the aura she's sort of presenting. But it's less now.
I saw it
To
too.
look to Nerio now. You've got something going on with you as well.
Me?
Are you aware you've got something?
No. What?
I have nothing.
I've never had anything.
What do you mean?
Is it like the same type of energy?
It's fiendish, yeah.
Fiendish.
They're both fiendish.
Fun.
Where's your magic from?
He's well and truly confused and concerned. Well, I took lessons as a child, and I had a knack for it, but only some things, not others, and I learned like anyone else. Why?
Just wondering if you're getting some of your magic from something else. I'd look into it if you don't know.
He has a strange look on his face.
Can I insight check?
I wish you would.
Oh, fuck.
Can I roll?
Yeah.
May I also?
Yeah.
I got a 13 insight. Don't know what did you get over there, my darling?
A 10.
Oh. Rare is the day I outpace you.
I got proficiency in everything this time.
I've got a negative.
I rolled a 6.
Never been wise a day in my life.
Both of you see that Nerio is looking at Zenith like he is extremely confused. You don't necessarily know why, but he does go quiet after that. But you might think that it's just because he has no clue what's going on. Because he's a prince. His story tracks, you know? Of course he learned magic at home.
He's a prince. He's never had a clue.
He's never had a clue, and he's probably also had several very, very good arcane teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's never had to wonder about that aspect of himself. So that's what you get.
I don't think you need to... Well, I think it's good to be aware of it, if you didn't know. But it's not the same sort of volatile thing happening with our new friend here. Something to be careful about.
He relaxes a little bit.
And speaking of our new friend, you mentioned finding a safe place for her to recover. I'm not sure there is any recovering. You know that, don't you?
There is.
You seem so confident, that's all.
Yes. Ophelia just shrugs.
What does she need?
It would be nice probably to heal her up a bit after getting bonked in the head. She just needs to remain for a bit within the confines of an island, let this sort of worst of the oceans rub off. And, we'd like to find a cure at some point. I don't know if your home is the best place for that, considering the shit we've heard about your situation here with your guardian. But if you have someone here who is experienced and powerful in the sort of curse-removing arcane arts who also won't immediately just try to turn us in or turn us out, well, that would be amazing.
That's oddly specific.
How do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying, to find somebody like that out of the four of us, or is that what you're asking?
If one of the four of you could do it, that would be incredible. And, if you could speak up now, I would appreciate it. But no, this needs to be preferably someone of extremely powerful arcane knowledge.
I am not from here, so I can't really help with...
Or perhaps a guardian themselves, if they are the giving sort.
Does such a thing exist?
Supposedly. She looks to Nerio and kind of narrows her eyes.
What? What did I do?
Not angrily, thoughtfully.
Okay.
Well, you're a prince, supposedly.
I am factually
Right, yes.
a prince, yes.
Factually.
And so factually,
Yes.
out of all of us, dear, you might have the most connections. I think is what she's getting at.
Potentially, just not here. We'd have to travel. My kingdom is very isolated. That's the whole reason I'm here, is I'm sort of acting as a sort of ambassador to different places, and so tragically the only thing that I don't have is connections outside of my own land. But I am good at talking to people and introducing myself and making a good first impression, so if if it came to that, I could certainly help with that sort of thing. I've trained for diplomacy my whole life, but no one comes to mind immediately here.
Her whole demeanor changes to be very calculating. She's nodding, kind of staring like at you and through you, deep in thought. An ambassador.
Yes, ideally. That was the goal. I haven't really done a great job of it yet.
You could certainly help us out.
Do you have a specific plan in mind?
You have a face like you're making one.
Well, we have two, there's a lot we're trying to get done here. We'd like to find a safe place for tragedy here to recover and to cure, if possible, that does not need to be here. We are trying to establish sort of, preferably some home bases for ourselves as well on some of the islands along this ley line. And finally, we did hear a distress signal from this place. Typically, the signals sent to us are not simply, it wouldn't make any sense for it to be because of whatever tragedy attracted that was confined to outside the ley lines until we approached. Typically, that situation arises because someone needs our help with getting in or out of islands, or perhaps they are in a situation where the guardian or the rulership is less than ideal, but it is not easy to buy a ticket for the train. So we make the transition from island to island a little easier. If we can keep it under wraps. If you are an ambassador trained in the art of charm and mingling and all of that, well, I wonder if you could sort of be an in.
Potentially.
Perhaps you can charm us all into upper circles. Perhaps you can do some information seeking. Perhaps you can, I don't know, establish a place for yourself, but really it's to help your good friends here.
I suppose I could do that. Would I be harming to anyone or lying to people?
Lying, yes.
Huh.
Harming, possibly.
Oh, well, he looks around. Everybody's looking at him. He's like, maybe. I could think about it. Maybe.
Of course.
I would need to maybe know more about who I'd be helping and what it would entail.
Yes.
I think what you're implying here is more of a spy position and less of a ambassador situation. Maybe a different skill set that I I'm not sure that I have.
She shrugs. Most ambassadors are sort of a mix of both, in a way. You know, generally when they're being sent out, they're also supposed to be getting the lay of the land elsewhere, power struggles, I don't know, whatever, bringing back information home. It's not so different from what you're expected to do, surely.
I suppose, but I've never thought about it like, I don't know.
You don't have to do this. Just a thought.
I'll think about it. I'll think on it, for sure.
We would also like to find who sent out a distress signal. Do you have any idea why a distress signal would be sent? How does it work here? What is your whole deal? She kind of gestures vaguely in the air.
Maybe I'm just a bit too used to it by now, but it's not the worst cost to pay. But it's not perfect. Giving up light.
It can be a bit stingy, but you know, you learn to work in dimmer lighting.
And what, well, there was a glowing sort of city.
Well, there's a bit of a uneven distribution of resources in that way.
So that's it, it's just sort of dark out here.
Yeah, that might be. Protection doesn't come to every person the same way. There are those who live in the city, they get a bit more, and
Nice and safe and secure in their big shiny bubble.
all of us out here get a little bit less.
Well, that's terrible. That's not right. No wonder it's like this. Gestures to the way he can't see in front of his fucking face.
Thea nods. Well, that explains the distress signal. It would be helpful if we could know who it was from, or...
Do you usually get them from a specific person? Yes?
No, typically someone will somehow catch wind of us, and we have a sort of a symbol, a code people can use. It was along the ley line on the way here.
Oh, I see.
It just said ask for compassion and had the signal. Does that mean anything to any of you?
What was that again?
Ask for compassion.
Ask for compassion. It doesn't ring a bell to me.
Could that be a name? Sort of a tiefling thing?
Do you know someone named Compassion?
Fucking do we?
We know someone named
I don't think I do.
Compass.
That's almost compassion.
Close, I suppose.
Do you think compass is short for compassion?
Oh, our party
Do
brain
you think
cell
it's
is
like a
working on all
nickname?
4 cylinders.
They're the heraldly seeker of this island.
Not the most steady branch to go out on, though, if we're wrong.
No, but she's... I don't know if she's always the most by the book. I'd be surprised, but I'd believe it. This is about her.
Dare I ask you to do some investigating?
I guess we need to check in anyway, so...
Right, and what are we going to say exactly? Oh, we found folks from the train. They were corrupted. They're dead.
It's not a lie.
It's half a truth. We do have their things, too, Nerio dear, if we want to sort of present them as evidence, or perhaps a way to identify, seek closure.
That is true.
I think we go into report and ask around if she might know what this means. Where'd you see it?
It's just an etching in a tree along the ley lines. One of the larger oaks. One of the stops.
Close to here, or up a few?
Up a few miles.
I'm just not so good at the whole subtle communication.
Well, there's always the blunt approach. Oh, hello, dear. Oh, it's 6 a.m. Sorry, the earliest we've been in your office ever. Is your name Compassion?
Speaking of 6 a.m, should we maybe rest?
That sounds so nice.
Maybe sleeping on it would be good.
Nerio's got like a chunk out of him.
Oh.
He's bleeding.
Saint's like leaning against the couch, like kind of like falling asleep.
Wow. Have you been
Some
You've been
healing here?
leaking all the way here? Sort of?
Sorry, why did I just notice this right now?
Wow, all over our couch. Come here.
Oh, I'm fine. I need to sleep. Maybe
Well,
I'll be fine.
I'll get this spell back when I sleep also, so...
We can at least, wrap you up.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on both of
Aw.
them.
Yay!
Get that back in you where it belongs.
Yeah. She touches, 2 fingers to your forehead and will cast. So that is... Oh yeah, that's why I have ridiculous charisma regardless of...
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
they
it is
act.
Chris.
You get 8.
Yay!
It's Riz.
Yeah, Zenith has autism. Riz.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, I know this was sort of a lot to tell you. I would also like to get some rest. Lachlan will be back any moment. I think if we wake Tragedy up, they might be able to ease some of your worries about them not being a monster, mindless creature of the oceans.
Yeah, I'm still a little concerned about that, but I am tired enough that I will just go to bed. and not
Should
worry about it.
we have someone keep an eye on her,
You know what?
just in case.
I'll stay out here.
Are you sure?
If you want, we can we could split it.
I can wake somebody up in a few hours.
I don't mind.
Alright, we'll switch out.
So, wait for Lachlan to come back, take a rest, and tomorrow we talk to Compass, who hopefully might be also Compassion. That's the plan? Anything else that we should do?
It would be so nice if you were right. God, that would be so easy.
It would be the best lead we've got. If not, then we'll figure something else out. We're all
Right.
smart.
Thank you. Okay, good night.
Good night, everybody.
As everyone gets ready, Zenith's gonna pull Ophelia aside. You are, sorry, there's no easy way to say this.
Yes, I'm gay. Oh my god.
No, it's not that.
Oh,
You're aware that your friend reads a bit, undead.
yes, I'm aware.
Is that gonna be an issue for us?
Not if you don't tell anyone.
Roll an insight check.
Yeah.
Why? Holy shit.
What did you get?
7.
What are you insight checking? She says it with a perky little smile and a genuine tone to her voice, but somehow behind it all you can see a very confident and determined threat. She does believe that it will be a problem for you if you tell anyone.
I wasn't planning on it right yet.
It's good. Considering you've been smuggling us in and out of here, I think it's probably for the best. For all of us, that you keep it under wraps.
If he steps one toe out of line, poses any danger to any of us, that might change.
Understood.
Zenith will just give a curt nod and go to take watch by the empty fireplace and the couch.
Teo, you see... Are you watching this interaction?
Yeah, he's watching. I don't
Yes.
think he can hear, but he's watching.
You do see when Zenith turns away, Ophelia rolls her eyes and then gets back to her. She has, a pack with a pallet, a sleeping pallet in it. She gets to just setting it up on the floor.
He gives Z a look to just see if everything's okay.
She nods, kind of shrugs.
Okay. He turns back to Nerio. No, it's almost dawn, but gonna be okay till the sun's up.
Well, does the sun come up?
Oh yes, like normal. But remember, you weren't a big fan of the dark.
Yeah, it's not been great. I'm just not thinking about it, so... I'm fine. Nothing here's scary, so...
Right, well, everything here...
Thank you for your concern. Appreciate it.
Of course. It's just that, dear, it's very obvious you've been rattled. And that's natural, considering everything, and given that was supposedly your first time out there. You sure you're alright?
I hadn't planned on thinking about it, actually.
We don't have to do that either.
I don't know. Are you used to this? All of this?
Well, if you're a lay seeker, you sort of have to be.
I didn't realize it was such a dangerous occupation. Not really.
It can be. And I know none of it was pretty, and none of it felt right, I'm sure, but it was a kindness. You know that, don't you?
What do you mean?
I mean that, regardless of this whole situation, and he waves a hand at tragedy, those people out there were different. There's no coming back from that.
I'll have to think about it. But maybe after I get some sleep, we can talk about it. Have you... I'm actually afraid to ask, but... Have you killed people before?
I'm not sure I count anything out there as people.
He makes a face at that.
But if you do, then I suppose yes.
Is that how you justify it? By not considering them people?
I think that if it were me, I would prefer to be dead. And Dada, you've just said you don't want to talk about this.
You're right, I should have. You're right.
So sorry, you let me just ramble on. I'll leave you to it. Sleep well. And he will get up, and he will light a candle, and leave it beside Miria.
He'll go off to sleep.
Huh, she...
/ to trance. In Ophelia's case. You're just staying up for a bit and then we camp near you?
Yeah. 4 hours or so.
About an hour in, Ophelia stands up and heads to the door, and she opens it, and Lachlan walks in quietly, so as not to wake everyone, but it's clear that she's not trying to hide this from you. It's almost like she lives here. He gives you a little wave.
She kind of nods in return.
And he settles down next to Ophelia, and it's at this point that she properly goes off to her elf sleep, her drow sleep, and he just quietly pulls a book from his pack and starts to read in the slowly growing light of the dawn. Tragedy sleeps on, and the hours pass.
Despite saying that she would wake up Nerio, she doesn't really let Lachlan leave her periphery completely.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll go up and wake Teo instead.
Everything all right?
Yeah, just thought we would let those two sleep.
Yeah, they might need it. Our other friend get back all right.
Yeah, he's in there.
Sleep well.
Keep an eye on him for me, okay?
Always do.
And she nods and goes to sleep.
Taya will post up in the living room.
Lachlan also gives you a little wave when you...
They wave back.
Do you smile? Are you cheerful looking?
Oh, yeah.
He returns the expression. He has this kind of crooked grin that he gives back to you. Gives a nod, lowers the brim of his hat, very respectful, before he gets back to whatever book he may be reading.
They do a very exaggerated curtsy.
His grin widens, but he remains quiet. And you settle down. Are you also just beside the fireplace?
Yeah, they'll blow out the candle.
Okay. At this point, it is light enough for you to see pretty clearly, and you can watch as tragedy starts to stir. Just slowly at first, you can see a fluttering of her eyelids. There's a faint groan, and her eyes open, and she's just staring up at the ceiling for a moment, like, blinks a couple times, like winces as she starts to slowly push herself up and looks around the room.
Hello.
She looks at you curiously, gives you a nod. She casts her gaze around the room again, and this time her attention stops at Nerio, and she freezes, and you see an expression of rage cross her features as she stands up, and her hands curl into fists. One looks for a weapon at her side that does not exist. Not another fucking beach boy. I don't know if I can get that line out. Maybe I'll have to wait and record it back. Not another one of those fucking beach boys. You know what? I'll try to say it later, but I simply can't get it out. I can't get it out without it sounding silly. I can't. I can't. And she says the line that I'm gonna put right here.
Oh, me? What did I do?
Who in the
sorry?
hell is
She
yelling?
takes a step forward and then stops as you sit up and start to speak. She looks back to you, Teo.
Hello.
What is happening?
You're in my living room. Hello.
She looks back to you, Nerio, and to Saint, and Lachlan at this point has stood up and steps over and places a hand on her shoulder, and she whips around, and he's like, whoa, hey, why don't you take a seat? It's fine. And it's clear that she recognizes him. Her fists uncurl just slightly.
Have I done something?
Fine.
Have we met before? Have I... I apologize for...
Hey, no, you don't need to apologize. How are you gonna wake up and then start yelling?
His mouth hangs open.
At someone you don't even know?
She sits down. No, sorry, where are we?
In a house, obviously.
My living room.
Yes. I understand that.
You're a bit feisty, I would say, for, the situation. Are you
We
feeling
saved your
all right?
ass, so
No.
you should be a little bit nicer to the
Coffee,
people that are in here.
Tea?
Coffee, please.
Yes, ma'am. And they will go over to get the kettle started.
Saint's just like huffing. She's like, just woke up.
She looks again to you, Nerio. Sorry, just we're not on Hyalos right now, are we?
No, we're very far away from it.
Okay.
We're in Loomis?
She sighs and she kind of holds up a hand like, wait, to you, Saint. I'm sorry, I thought I was somewhere else for a moment. I don't think I've ever seen your people outside of the boundaries of your island.
You've been to my island?
Yes, briefly.
I take it the impression you got was not a good one.
No.
Oh.
I am so sorry for that.
Well, it's not your fault.
Well, it is my responsibility, though. So, let's talk about that later. Let's focus on what's going on now.
Coffee.
And yes, 1 cup of coffee. Let's calm those tempers. Everyone's well.
Ophelia kind of watched this all with amusement. As soon as the tension calmed, of course, she wakes herself up from her trance and steps over to join you all. Okay, eventful. Sorry. Hello, everyone. This is our friend Tragedy. If you would please all introduce yourselves, get this started off right.
Hi, I'm Saint.
You're Saint.
Yes, that's me. Wait, why do you say that like you know who I am?
Well, I don't know who you are, but I know the benefactor.
Oh, everybody here does, I guess.
Every time you say it like that, it's just the benefactor. So suspicious.
No first
know.
name, nothing?
No.
Okay, cool.
Ben.
Benny. Yes,
Benefactor.
Both are.
My name is Bethany Esda. Sorry.
To be honest, I don't know if the benefactor would be pleased with the nickname Ben or Benny, but I like it. Sorry, the rest of you?
My name's Zenith.
Zenith?
Hello, Teo here.
Theo?
Prince Nerio of Kingdom of Yalos. Pleased to meet you.
Prince?
Yes, so you could see why I would say it was my responsibility
Yes, your
that you were
responsibility.
not treated well.
Interesting.
Can I insight check them? 0. Again.
Damn!
Wow.
Well, that's okay, because
2 zeros?
Oh yeah, babe. I'm an overachiever.
you think that she's, I don't know, maybe not even named Tragedy.
Wow.
No, it's okay that you rolled badly, because she kind of laughs and says, "So we're in the same boat then, are we? Is that why you're here?"
Me? Oh, what similar boat would that be?
Well, I assume she turns to Ophelia. I assume they saw my shit. Yes, and Ophelia's like, yes, yes,
Oh.
darling. Unfortunately, yes. And Tragedy looks back to you.
Well, that's not why
The
I'm
curse.
here. Well, I know about that, and so yes, but that's not why I came here from Yalos. There are other reasons that Is that what you mean? Like, I haven't been cursed personally.
She laughs. You certainly have been.
That wasn't very funny.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah, you laughed. What do you mean by that? That he's cursed?
I know it wasn't a joke.
I feel like he would know.
I mean, there's something going on that's a similar aura between the both of you.
That's not a curse. I'm not cursed. Do you think it has something to do with my kingdom?
Yes, or someone in it.
I couldn't imagine why. My kingdom is lovely. There's strife like any other kingdom, but that's nothing amiss.
No, okay. Right, yes, of course. I must have it mixed up with another beach.
Well, I would like to get to the bottom of it, though. If you say that there was something... What exactly happened to you that made you, react the way you did to me? Is that connected to this?
I went to your island to request some help. I was aiding a group of people find a home, essentially. And they were welcoming at first, and then... Well, I poked my nose in some places where they didn't want me to. I was cursed in return for my transgressions.
Well, I would like more information. Who did you speak to? Where did you try to poke into? How were you cursed?
There was meeting your king and, well, your parents, sounds like.
Yeah.
They're
The rents.
and some sort of, I don't know, leader, advisor type.
Oh.
And a couple of, I imagine, some sort of council.
Right.
I was trying to gain some information on the down low, and I was caught.
So you're a spy.
Oh.
Yes.
That.
And who cursed you exactly?
I don't know if it was one of the people or whatever thing they have as their guardian now, but I hate to tell it to you, but your island is screwed. And sorry if you don't get this fixed.
Ha!
So, it's a good thing you got out.
Is everyone on the island okay?
Your island?
Yes. Could you tell? Is there something wrong? I haven't been back in I don't even know how long.
From what I understood, they are attempting a sort of guardian rulership change.
You can do that.
They can try.
Well, that sounds like a disaster. Nerio, dear, what exactly were the conditions of your departure? How long ago was this?
His face, he's going on a face journey, by the way. You can't see it because it's audio only medium, but he looks
I'm imagining.
confused and then extremely concerned, and then there's some recognition And he's putting some pieces together. I sort of left on my own.
Nervous laugh. Good start.
I sort of left on my own. My parents didn't. Well, they knew that I wanted to leave, but the mission was my idea and my own creation. So the condition.
So
I essentially was. They. How do I put this? They wouldn't let me leave for a long time, and I finally found a solution to that problem, which was becoming an ambassador.
what, one day out of the blue you were just, oh, I think a career change, and they let you walk out the door? Sounds an awful lot like you just ran away from home.
No, well, again, they knew that I was
Seems
leaving.
they weren't exactly ecstatic about it.
It took a lot of convincing.
I'm rolling an insight check. 22.
Holy fuck! Okay, let me roll some things.
Just if it seems like there's something purposefully being left out of this story.
With a 22, I do think that you catch that he's being earnest about a lot of it. But yeah, he's definitely leaving some stuff out. So the things that he said are sort of... You get the impression he doesn't like lying. And that he is telling as much of a truth as he can. So that's what you get. There's something sort of shifty about it. He did probably tell his parents. They probably did let him go. You kind of get the impression that maybe they were kind of controlling, protective, and so on. You kind of might catch on or like latch on to the it took a lot of convincing. I finally got to leave part. Maybe something around that neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's a reason he was never allowed to leave.
Is it common for people from your island to just, well, to leave it all?
Not usually. Very isolated, actually.
Is that by nature of your guardian or your government?
Well, to me it always seemed just like a culture thing. I mean, we didn't have a direct way to leave that was safe, and we could live off our land well, and we cared for each other, and...
You're over, Zenith is going to pull out like a physical map of the world. It's not super clear as it branches out from the continent that they're in. Where exactly is Dialos?
Am I
No.
even on this map?
It is not on the
That's
map.
what I thought.
Uncharted.
Yeah. So he'll mark out an approximate location.
And it's in like the sea itself, right?
Yes.
It's like an actual...
Lowercase island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get from there to here?
Well, I tell them that we had just had some recent developments that made it so we could leave safely, or as safe as, well, better than it was.
Tragedy raises her hand.
Yes.
Thanks to me, though I didn't get a good reward
Oh.
from it.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you. Second of all,
No, I'm not trying to get your thanks. Your home is just up to weird shit.
you know, I kind of... That's not the confirmation I was hoping for, actually.
Oh, maybe it's better now. I haven't been for many years. You were, like this big, and she holds up her hands, like a foot and a half apart.
Oh, see, I thought
See, that's much smaller than he is now.
I thought you meant you were just
Quite.
there recently.
No, I was there a while ago.
Wait, you said that they were changing guardians?
Yes, we're attempting to. And now it sounds like you're here to spread the word?
No, I'm
Darling,
not.
would you mind Would you mind telling us a bit about your guardian? Or at least what you know of them?
This is a good question. I need to maybe flesh that out a little bit.
But I think you might not really know anything about the Guardian.
I think I've always had this idea that it's been shrouded in a little mystery for him. I don't know much about my guardian. Is that bad? Is that usual?
I mean, it depends on how they work. Usually, at least everyone knows what they require of you. What do they ask for payment?
I don't think that Nerio knows that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's drawn a blank. I'm sorry, I feel a bit like an idiot, but I don't really know. I didn't realize that wasn't typical.
Well, you're a prince and all. Maybe you just never had to think about it.
Maybe my parents always took care of it for me or something. Maybe they would know.
Well, Ophelia claps her hands together. I don't know if we're going to be able to solve this mystery now exactly. Why don't the two of you go talk to your friend? We'll stay here if you're willing to let us stay here.
It's not as if we have much in the way of valuables, so...
What about all your spoons?
I mean, we're
Yeah,
not
don't
going to...
touch the spoons, okay?
Yeah, don't you dare.
Oh, well, are the two of you going? And she looks to Nerio and Saint.
Should we?
I mean, I don't... Do you guys think we should go? I mean, I don't want to... I don't want to intrude on your, your meeting. And they're not going to know who we are. I don't know if that's going to be weird.
Yeah, there might be a few more questions that we don't really want to answer.
And, if the two of you stay here, you can keep an eye on our spoons for us.
I would...
Lachlan looks around the room for the spoons. Yeah, we're known to be spoon thieves, so...
You keep your eyes to yourself, sneak thief.
We won't let anything happen to your spoons. Promise.
Just don't be gone too long, and make sure you guys are okay. And if you need anything, I don't know how you would tell us, but just let us know, I guess.
Somehow.
We'll be perfectly alright.
Okay.
If you're not back in 2 hours, is that enough time? We'll come looking for you.
Maybe make it 3.
Yeah, maybe there's a nice cafe on the way back, make it 3.
Right.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, and I guess we head off to Compass. Compassion?
Okay.
Asterisk.
You head off. She's expecting you, as you were recently sent out to do a bit of looking around. Much like before, she lets you in, gestures for you to take a seat. What was her voice? Fuck. Who remembers what accent this bitch had?
I think
Was she Irish? Fuck with you?
I almost think it might have been Slavic.
Slavic, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Hey,
so
do you two
sorry.
remember what accent Compass had?
I'm so sorry, but I have no clue.
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Shit.
It's different every time.
Yeah. I think it might have been Irish. So I'm gonna go with that. What do you have to report?
We found 2 people out there. They didn't make it.
She nods. There was another who came in, but we're going to have to keep our guard up because they vanished.
Well, on a more positive note, the darkness seems to have at least thinned a bit.
Well, this is serious itself. If we have a creature from the ocean inside the island walls, that's not your duty, I know, but keep an eye out. There's an elf, or disguised as an elf. We haven't had any reports of any danger so far, but...
We'll keep a lookout. At least while we're in town.
Well, thank you for checking the site.
The Oceans weren't very kind to either of them.
No, I suspect not.
Does the name Compassion ring any bells to you?
She pauses, like she's mulling it over. Why do you ask?
Thought I heard one of them say it.
Can I insight check? 15.
There was a sort of just the slightest widening of the eyes, a recognition.
Zenith is just going to describe one of the people in very clear detail. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they said. It's just, it felt like a name. But you know how, it's not always clear. They weren't really themselves.
I'm afraid they're unfamiliar to me. What? There's something the matter. She looks over to Teo. Back to you.
Shit, fuck. Oh god.
Well, it's just, perhaps if this person is somewhere out there, they might need help.
Listen, compass isn't short for compassion, is it?
You think they were looking for me? I'm afraid, if it was me they were looking for, it's too late for them to find me, isn't it? Don't let this weigh on your minds too heavily. I can look around to see if someone they recognize as the person of this description, perhaps a tiefling family, if you think compassion is the name, but...
Look, they seemed awfully concerned for this person. If it's you, are you in some sort of trouble?
No, I am sorry to hear that this disturbed you. I understand why. She kind of sighs. I wish I could speak to them and solve the mystery myself, but... Well,
If you could, what would you say?
Compass looks at you a moment longer. Did you find someone alive out there?
They very much want to speak to you, I believe.
She stands. Where are they?
Let's go for a walk.
She nods.
Yeah, Tail will stand and lead the way.
That is where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Been building up a wall, laying mortar onto brick. Been building up a wall, 'cause you just make me sick. When that wall's between you and me, that's the way it should always be. And I've been filling up the sea, mixing water in with salt. I've been filling up the sea, 'cause this was all your fault. When we stand on separate shores, I'll simmer just a little more. Always fighting over something these days, crying over nothing either way. You've been building up a railroad, laying rails and stakes and wood. You've been building up a railroad, like it'll do you any good. When that train is on the tracks, we can put all this at our back.